diorama for my brother-in-law because his company is celebrating their 40th year, Moller Autoschade in Holland. I made the base already, but I found out that the styrofoam is not gonna work. So this base, you know, I can use for something else, maybe in another diorama. It was almost finished to get started with the diorama, but it didn't work. So we needed something a little bit more steady. So it's now out of wood, which is really a lot better. I drilled holes in it. As you can see, this is where all the little lights are coming. Blue LED lights, 5mm. Those holes are gonna light the whole diorama when it's done. And as you maybe noticed, there's one bigger hole in it. I'm gonna show you where it's for. This is an airbrush machine where you, well, it's not really, yeah, it is airbrush, but you use it for painting cars, scooters, stuff like that, not the little stuff. You need this gun to do the big work, as my brother-in-law does when he was younger. So now the company is 40 years celebrating it, and there's nothing else I could think of than make a great diorama with this. So the bigger hole in the wood, as you can see, needs, and this is gonna be the real size item, which I always use in a picture, not always in a diorama, but for this case I am. A little piece of iron was bent and it's still here, so it still moves a little bit, but it will not move that much when the diorama is finished. So this is gonna be it, and I'll show you in a different video, no, not in a different video, in a minute, how the lights are gonna turn out. Just some work to see if everything fits, and I'll be back in a minute. So these are the lights I just talked to you about. Little switch. Yes, blue lights. No, it's not for Christmas, but his company logo is blue with orange, so that's why I chose the blue LED lights. Well, obviously the switch is there because, you know, it's not going to be on 24/7. 4 pen light batteries, which are going to go in the back, and as you can see, it fits. So it's just flat on the base and on the back, and I will not have any issue with it when it goes in the showcase. The challenge is gonna be getting all those little lights in those little holes, and I'm just gonna try one just for the video, because I think I'm gonna be swearing a lot today with trying to figure out how to get this done, and I don't need that to be on the video. So, as you can see, there's one LED light through the hole. I'll do it like this so you can see a little bit, and you know, it's just, I made a mess out of all the little wires, so I need to fix this, and then I can hopefully get everything in the way I want to. And as you can see, this is how it's gonna turn out. But then obviously all the holes and the middle holes are gonna light the airbrush, which is gonna look amazing when it's dark. But I'll show you in another video, because I have a lot of work to do to get this done, just to fit everything and then get everything out again, because I need to work on my base. It's gonna be some sort of a garage. This company logo is gonna be on there, so I need to do some more measurements and see how I'm gonna paint the sides. I think it will be nice if you still see the wood and everything. So I don't know yet. I'll think of something when I go along. So I'll be back with a little bit more and a step further when it's, you know, when it's good and ready. So the light's gonna be turned off, and I'll see you in the video in a minute, but it's probably gonna be a few days before I video again. At least they go out easy. That's the upside of it. See you in a minute, guys. So it turned out that the lights were a little bit easier to get through those little holes than I thought. So they're there, just for fitting, of course, like I just said. Let me switch it on. And all the wires are not stuck yet, so they just... There's one just fell through the hole. But anyway, you get the idea. I need to glue this. So this is gonna be the lights when everything's ready. And hopefully it turns out great. So as you can see, it lights the airbrush. So I'm really happy with how it looks so far. And now I can get working on my base and get everything in order. See you later. So I'm working on the base of the Moller Autoschade Diorama. This base needs to be varnished on the sides so that it's nice and has a great looking finish before it goes in the showcase and everything is ready. So this is gonna go on there, and I'll show you when it's done. Later, guys. Well, I started out with the backboard of the diorama, making the company logo and putting it on a piece of styrofoam, which is looking like this. Did the measurements so it's nice and neat in the middle, and I traced all the lines with a pencil. And what it does is just transfer it, which makes it way easier for me to paint this backboard. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll show you when I'm a step further in this backboard of the diorama. Later, guys. Well, the logo of Moller Autoschade is on the backboard, as you can see. The only thing that needs to be done is the frame, like it is in a real garage. For this, I printed out a drawing how I want to have it, like so. I put it on my working table with some baking paper on it, and I made myself all these little wooden sticks, as you can see. And what I'm gonna do is get all the wooden sticks I have in place and glue them together, and then I can put the frame at once at the backboard. So you can see that in a minute. So here's the frame on the backboard. What I'm doing now is putting the board on the wall for the tools, having the car here, the Porsche for the measurements. The workbench for some measurements, and what I did here is making, you can hardly see it, but these are the cables that are going to be attached to the backboard for, you know, that it looks like the electricity and everything's on there. These are the parts I'm going to use to make a car bridge. I don't know the exact English word for it, but they drive onto it with the car so they can get underneath and see everything nice and easy, so the mechanics can do their work. So that's gonna be with all this stuff. So as you can see, nice and slowly, we're getting there. Taking my time because I want everything to be right on this diorama. So this is another item that goes on the Moller diorama. And they put like empty cardboard boxes in it from all the materials that come in that need to be ordered, obviously, when you work in a garage. And I saw in the pictures I made that this is construction they use to put everything in. So this is it, and it's just made of wood and some plastic. And it needs to have some surface primer, and then it's gonna be blue. But first, the sides are gonna need some pillars. So I'm gonna make those, and then I'm gonna prime it. And then another step is done. So here's the backboard with the wires and the tools and the workbench and the electricity cables And there's the box for all the rubbish and papers and empty boxes. And as you can see, I did a little bit of work lightly on the bottom because the garage floor is never clean. And I still have a lot to do, but just showing you guys how it's so far. So as you can see here, there are a lot of little pieces that still need to go on the diorama. It's like really little and small. Some stuff is still drying from paint, from super glue. So I'm gonna get a move on so you can see the end results when it's done. Still a few hours to go, but for you in this video it will be in a second. So that's a good thing, you don't have to wait for hours. So here are a few brushes and tools and paints and glues I used in this diorama. Well, obviously I used a little bit more tools, but these are the main things I used to make this Moller Autoschade Diorama. And I'm sure by now you are anxious to see the end result. So here we go, folks. Okay guys, this is the final diorama result before I'm gonna wrap it in the showcase. As you can see, there are 5 Porsches in the garage where the guys are working on. The bench with all the tools. So let me know what you think about it. The lights and all the scenery. Anyway, this is the end result and the end of this video. And I hope you really liked it. And keep following my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. I'm there. See you later, guys.